scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements. But they told on football. So goddamn hard about holding on to it.
That's Stacks. I'm Cash. We're the Fantasy Millionaires. It's week 10. It's Monday night. Why don't the Bears just kick it on third down for field goals when they're in the green zone? There's no reason why they keep trying to score it in the end zone.
No points for the Bears. They're horrible.
Week 10. That's what we in the industry like to call party time.
Party time.
Party time. Yeah. So, dude, crazy story. I hit a deer tonight.
What?
Yeah.
With your car?
With my car.
How's the deer looking right now?
I don't think I killed it, but I rammed it. I've never hit a deer before either.
How fast were you going when you hit the deer?
So I was coming off the highway, and this is what's so weird is like where I hit the deer, I don't understand where it was two of them. I was turning left at the light and, got up to about 25 miles an hour or whatever. And where the deer came from, it's like a bridge. I don't understand what the heck happened because I just see out of the peripheral of my eye, like something's coming. I'm like, oh damn, that's two deer. And my current trajectory, I'm gonna hit one to both of these MFers, dude.
That's not good.
Yeah, and I'm going, fast, and thankfully there was no cars around me, and there was a little left lane that was starting to open up. So I swerved into the left lane, put my brakes on, fully.
Yeah.
And this stupid dumbass deer just kept coming. And
so he rammed your car.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it just ran right into my car as I'm going away from it. It just keeps running into my new, course correction. I'm going away from it. It just keeps coming right into it. I banged the dude.
Dude.
Yeah.
So how bad is your car fucked up right now?
So I think I probably hit the deer at under 10 miles an hour. Like it was not that like I didn't even get any adrenaline, and the deer fell down and it got up and kind of limped away. So yeah, so once that happened, I was like, okay, what's the damage to the car? And none. So
I like it. That reminds me of a time when I was driving to go have breakfast, and one of my friends was in front of me, and then all of a sudden at the stop sign he started backing up into my car, and he crashed into my car, and I was like, what the fuck? And then he bent my hood all up, and then he pulled forward, and then my hood went back to what it used to look like. So I mean,
who is that asshole?
Man, I don't know who that asshole is, but I'm gonna find him. He looked a little bit like you, but younger, and he had more hair, and he was
probably had more hair.
Yeah, a little thicker, a little wilder. That Mike was a different cat. So
yeah,
but no, I'm sorry about that. That's crazy. I don't have any stories like that. Only story I have is that we went to Virginia to go look for some puppy dogs for my girl London to buy her birthday present coming up in the spring for her 10th birthday, hoping to find her a golden retriever. So, no deer. We saw some llama. We saw some peacocks. No deer.
Have you ever hit a deer? Have you ever hit one?
I've come really, really, really close to hitting one. One time I was delivering a pizza. I'm a pizza delivery man. You used to do the same job as I did. Hungry Howie's, going around 35 miles an hour.
Was it on Red Mill Road?
What'd you say?
Was it on Red Mill Road?
No, not on Red Mill Road. It's on, I think it was on Crab's Branch, Muddy Branch, right? One of those, it was like a double, it was Indianola actually off of Crab's Branch. So, when you go to Muddy Branch, you go down Muddy Branch, we're getting minutiae here, but in Maryland, there's a road called Muddy Branch. You go down it, and it's a 2-lane road. Both cars come both ways. No one was there but me and the deer. I'm going 35 miles an hour. He flashes in front of my car. I didn't stop. I didn't have time to stop. I didn't have time to react. And he grazed my hood, and I just kept going. I was like, What?
No,
What?
that literally, I think the same thing happened to me. It was definitely during the Hungry Howie days. I don't know if it was when I was driving. It was just during that time period. Might have been while I was driving. I remember I barely clipped one, like it touched my car, but I've never personally hit one. I've been in the car when someone did it. One time we were driving home at like 3 a.m, and we were in like a big, huge, like, OJ Simpson type Bronco car, and we just mowed through a deer like butter. I mean, we just went. No, nothing happened. We just
Nothing
went.
happened.
Yeah, it was like hitting like bales of hay, and it just went. Boop, we just went right through it.
My guy Bo is right there with you. He said he hit a ton of deer with bullets and Jeeps. So I saw something interesting. I'll give you the last roadkill of the intro. Driving down to get the puppies, we saw a coyote up in Frederick, up your neck of the woods, dead on the side of the road. So I'd say it was past Frederick, about on 340 West, almost halfway to West Virginia. Dead coyote on the side of the road. That was cool. And when I saw, actually, it might have been on 270. Whenever I saw the dead coyote, I told my daughters about it, and Natalie goes, "You said there weren't coyotes around here, Dad." I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Dad, you said there weren't coyotes. Now there's a dead coyote. Come on, man. I was like, this is not near our house. Don't worry. This is about 45 minutes away. This is near your house, so just be careful. We got coyotes out there, bro. I saw it. It was huge too. It looked like a wolf, like a small wolf. That's why I knew it wasn't a fox. And its tail wasn't bushy. It was bloody red, but it was a fucking coyote. So keep your head on the swivel out there. They're out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, week 10, dude.
It's in the books. 10
weeks
down. Crazy.
Pour some out for Drew Brees. Do you think
that's foreshadowing?
Has Drew Brees taken off his helmet yet? Is what I want to know.
No. That dude's all kinds of banged out, man. He had
like, did he sleep with his helmet on that night? Did he go get his like MRI? And they're like, Drew, you have to take your helmet off now. And he's just like buck naked. He still got his helmet on. Like, what are you doing over there, bro? You have a collapsed lung. He's just sitting there with his helmet.
He's like, I'm going in. I want to go in, coach.
It was weird. I was like, what are you doing? He's just over there doing his little. He always does that no matter what, but now he has a collapsed lung underneath that thing, and he's just sitting there with his helmet. He's like pulling his face, masking himself. I'm like, you just take your helmet off, man. All us fantasy owners think you're going back in the game.
Oh man, I was watching him on the sideline. I kept taking pictures when he first went out. They showed a sideline picture of him, and he was trying to look tough, and his body was seeping into his eyes were sinking into his skull because he was trying to like breathe and not look tough. You know, when tough guys, they're like, he was sinking into himself as he was trying to be tough, and his eyeballs looked like he was dead. I couldn't believe it. I was
he didn't do a press conference? If he did, did he do it with his helmet on? Because I just want to know.
I think he is right now crying in a tub of ice with his helmet still on, unfortunately. Yeah, dude, that's hilarious. Yeah, and I have something foreshadowing. I have something later in the show that connects with that, because I think that was the story of the weekend. So I've got a little something in 3 tweets to pivot back around to our guy. Funny story, Drew Brees getting the shit kicked out of him. And it's good. It's good for 3 tweets. So we'll get there later today too.
Scott Hansen had another good quote. Quote of the week by Scott Hansen: NFC East, catch the fever.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I've been trolling Giants beat reporters who say stuff. They keep quoting Joe Judge saying, the NFC East record doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, and then I keep tweeting back stuff like the whole NFC East doesn't matter, bro. Like, wow. It's not just the records that don't matter. Like the whole shit ton of you could fold up the whole NFC East, give everybody a W that they're gonna play against the rest of the year. We'd be better off and probably be less quarterbacks hurt. Just be every quarterback except for Carson Wentz in the NFC East, and Deion Jones, I think he was okay too. But you have 2 quarterbacks go down, getting crushed with ankle injuries, both of them. I mean, out for the season. This is a brutal division. Really
Yeah.
brutal. And Andy Dalton's, that's 3 quarterbacks getting knocked out. No one wants to play in this division. They have Alex Smith, who's a play away from getting knocked out. Shout out, throwing for 360.
390, I think. Was it 360?
390. Yeah, I gotta pull that up because that was ridiculous.
390. 390. Yeah.
Hey, here's what's even crazier about that. 390, right? And not a touchdown.
390, no touchdowns.
No touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually impressive if you want to be facetious. It's pretty crazy. So yeah. And I mean, this is the thing too. He not that he's terrible, he's not terrible. Not terrible at all. But it wasn't like he's amazing either in that 390. If you're playing him in DraftKings, yeah, you got a somewhat of a good value. It wasn't terrible. But he only got 19.
Good. 16 19 points probably. Yeah.
19. I mean, 19. Not great.
Yeah.
Not great at all. No. So, but that was it.
So we got probably a couple more weeks. Trades to get paid. You got
trades to get paid, baby.
You got anybody that you're thinking about?
I've got a few guys written down here on my sheeter here.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to go, Scott, these guys might not be up for sale. Maybe they're not, but maybe one or the other is. I would go for either Kareem Hunt or Nick Chubb. Because what's going to happen for the rest of the season is, and you looked at the numbers last week. I mean, my guy, game manager now, Baker Mayfield, not throwing the ball at all. They're running the football. That's what they're going to do. So both of those guys, upwards of 20 points. I really, really like both of them for the rest of the season. I'm not worried about either one of them. I think they're both. You know how we have those wide receivers that both finish in the top, 20 or 24 or whatever. We're like, oh man, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones were on pace to do that. They still are. But receivers like that, there's running backs like that at times as well. And I think this is a situation for the rest of the season that I want to roster both of those guys or either one. I'd go after both. See what you could do.
I had a championship squad where I started Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara every week. And you'd get, 10 points out of Ingram and 20 points out of Kamara, or you'd get 15 points out of both, or you might get 20 points out of both. So I like that. The thing is that Baker Mayfield doesn't throw the ball unless he's throwing it to Kareem Hunt. So yeah, he's still going to get his target. So
I'm a big fan of just what they're going to do for the rest of the year. They know who they are, and I think that's what. Speaking of not knowing who they are, the Philadelphia Eagles, if you want to, we're not there yet, but in eviscerate or, mitigate, there's just a lot of candidates in that offense let me just eviscerate their coach right now off the top, and we'll come back to it later. But I don't want Eagles players. I do want those two running backs. How about you? Who's somebody that you want to grab off of the trade block?
I saw a funny tweet about Carson Wentz. I'll say real quick that somebody on the tweeters was like, I like Carson Wentz better when he was a virgin. Kind of true.
So funny. Yeah, he had more angst,
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. He's got that big tat sleeve now, and he's just not the same, man. He just doesn't look good. He's forcing the ball too, so yeah, I'm with you. I got it back for you. I'm after. I have. I think I've already tried to get him a few places. But DeAndre Swift, I think. Oh, yeah.
That was my guy last week. I love that guy.
Yeah, I want to get DeAndre Swift.
Everywhere.
I want to get him everywhere.
He had 4 fantasy points yesterday. I mean that he's just eviscerate him, by the way. That's great.
He made my eviscerate list. Yeah.
All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. We're not trying to jump all the way our segments, but yeah, I love that Swift. I think Swift can be a top 10 back the rest of the season. And I think he could be a top 6 back. Honestly, he is the Miles Sanders of this year. We talked about it earlier in the season. Who was going to be the Miles Sanders coming in the last week of the season? And I think from the beginning, we've been on Swift. If you go back and listen to the tape, I think both you and I all season have been talking this guy up. Not initially ranking him right above. We beat him a little bit in the middle, but I think we adjusted our ranks pretty quickly on him. And you as a Swift owner are reaping the rewards. I really like that in our league. You've got him. And did you get most points? Still got a chance for most points this week?
I'm sweating most points in 2 leagues, so I got $60 on the line. I don't know. I'm worried about Robinson in 2 leagues and Dalvin Cook in 2 leagues. So
how's Dalvin doing so far in the game?
And then Thielen too. He got a touchdown. So yeah, Dalvin's he's not killing it so far tonight. I mean, they're holding him in check. I expected him to do as much. The Bears are good against the run. So
yeah. Well, I like that. Here's somebody who I talked about trading for a couple weeks ago, and it was actually one of your guys too, and that's Mr. Higgins from Cincinnati. He got 26.5 DraftKings points last week. Up there in the fantasy realm, he was a top 6 wide receiver.
He looks like he's the best one on the team, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he's better than Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, he does. And I have a tool over at Nimble W Numbers that has all the DraftKings points in, which really match up for fantasy points. If you're in PPR league, there's no, they put a little bit of bonus in there. Maybe your league has a bonus, so it might be a little bit different in rankings. It's not exact. But I mean, you can look at the team, and it started out this year. Right now, by the way, he's only 18 points behind Tyler Boyd. He's right, he's catching him basically. He's got 26 points, 21, 18.8, 21. Those are some big totals for a rookie. Last couple games, Boyd was good 4 weeks ago. He had 30 points, 19, and then 10. So one of them's going off each week. One of those guys is going to go off. So it might be an opportunity if you have them both, try to get one of those guys at least. So,
wide receiver I want to get is Brandon Cooks.
I love that. That's a great pick.
Yeah. I mean, he was somebody that potentially could have been on the waiver wire too. So, I think you don't have to give up a ton for him. You could probably give up a low end RB2 potentially. And I think he'll be a mid-tier wide receiver too. So going forward. So he's somebody that I'm after in leagues, Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
Mr. Brandon Cooks.
I like that. And he has been Will Fuller's Batman to Robin, and you throw Cobb in there every once in a while too, just to kind of spice things up. There's weeks where, he had 30, 21, 17, they all shit the bed last week in the windstorm, but yeah, I do like Brandon Cooks going forward. He was one of my wide receiver 2 theories to break out this year. Also, if you can get either Chase Claypool or Deontay Johnson's been my guy all year. He's another candidate I had as a wide receiver 2 who's been busting out. Interestingly enough, with Big Ben, a lot of the wide receivers there are busting out. Juju has been palatable too. They're sustaining 3 wide receivers right now, which is really, really interesting. Deontay Johnson is the third out of all those guys. He only has 107 points. Claypool's at 140, Juju's at 136. But averaging wise, they're all around 15. It's pretty crazy. Deontay Johnson 15.3, Juju Smith-Schuster 15.29, so basically 3, and then Claypool 15.5. So all those guys are people who I think are going to be getting volume going down. They're going to be throwing a lot. Big Ben likes to chuck it.
He sure does. Yeah. Going back to Brandon Cooks too, his week last week, it's a good time, I think, to go after him. You might have just this week. So
get that value while it's depressed.
Right. Big Ben. Whew. He's sustaining 3 wide receiver and they win again. So
undefeated.
Yeah.
They've got to be number 1 in the power rankings at the end of the day, but I'm just foreshadowing. Those are mine. Any tight ends you targeting? We've talked about Dallas Goedert over the weeks. He didn't really do anything yet. Anybody else that you want to pick up or or
I'm
tight
not
ends just
going
got
after any tight ends in a trade.
Gronk, maybe.
Hopefully I have decent tight ends, and there's nobody that you can get that you're not going to have to give up a ton for, because that Kelsey, Waller,
Yeah, you're not getting those guys.
yeah,
No.
Hawkinson, even. I mean, people are you're gonna have to give up too much. Like when you have a good tight end on your team, there's so much value in it. So, why do you have anybody that you're after?
No, I don't, and that's why I was wondering. This was crazy. There was a tweeters out there that I think the highest scoring tight end was 13.1 points this week. A couple tight ends got there. Gronk got there. Someone else got there. And I think like 17 kickers outscored the tight ends or something like that, And I tweeted out this morning, don't let Denny know, because it's going to leave the resurgence. Denny loves kickers. And yeah, the tight end, it just shows what a shitty position is when kickers are more glorious. And I had a couple of those glorious kickers. I watched JJ Zacharias and Denny go back and forth about kickers and a kicker bet. They always do a kicker bet each week, who picks the better kicker to pick up off the waiver wire. Fun shit. And kickers were kicking butt. So, shout out Denny, shout out kickers. We're in a league with Denny, and we've no kickers because everybody just shit all over him. And before we could even vote on them, I actually like kickers. I'm not team no kicker. I've got kickers. So
I like kickers too, man. It's fun. It's part
It
of
is fun.
it's part of watching football.
Oh yeah, 60-yard kick. Oh man, I get sized for that shit, man. I get all tingly. My nips get hard. I'm not gonna lie. I want them to break the record. Every time a kicker lines up, they're like, "This is a 67-yard kick." I'm like, "Fucking make it, make it!" I've watched all the kicks break the record. You know what I mean?
You know who I have on almost every team is Daniel Carlson.
Oh, that's a great pick. Yeah.
Well, I love him. The best kickers are on a potent offense that can't score in the red zone or the green zone, and that's the Raiders fit that profile a little bit. I mean, they get down there all the time and they just can't punch it in, and boom, they bring him out for like a 28-yard field goal.
Yeah, and Gruden hasn't gone for a fourth down since he was in Tampa Bay. So
right.
You're not like the first game of the season. They were like I think they're playing Carolina, and they couldn't get in with Josh Jacobs on like third down. They tried to throw to Witten and been in the corner, didn't get it. They're like on the 3, 4th and 2, 4th and goal. I was like, run it in with Josh Jacobs. Like, guess what they did the rest of it? He had like 4 touchdowns that game. They just kept running it in. They should have done it in the beginning too. He just is a by the book, kick the field goal every time. So he's going to do it. They're going to kick field goals because they haven't figured out their passing offense yet. Ruggs has sucked. Aguilar sucked. I put in the numbers for their wide receivers this week. You want to talk about we can jump over to the elevate, mitigate, eviscerate if you want to, because
let's do it.
Any wide receiver on the Raiders right now is worth eviscerating.
You know what sucks? I'm not on like Henry Ruggs can't be a great wide receiver in the National Football League. He's not Cash's pick of the draft. It's not panning out, but he doesn't look his way. Watch the games. He just doesn't even like his progressions never start with him, and he never gets to them. So
yeah, man. You know what? I don't like Derek Carr as a quarterback still. I don't. They won that game on Sunday because of the rushing game. They dominated them up front. They ran all over them. Jacobs was a monster. I know he beat me in our BFS league. So, but yeah, their wide receiver core is a mess. Here's the wide receiving points for the Vegas Raiders. Ruggs had the most. Ruggs had 6.1.
6 points.
Renfro 5. Brian Edwards 2.6.
Yeah.
Nelson Aguilar 1.8.
That's garbage.
Zay Jones 1.6.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know why Derek Carr doesn't start out looking Henry Ruggs' way, but he doesn't. He starts at the Nelson Aguilar side of the field, and then he might make it to Darren Waller.
Right. He might. we're out. Yeah. So let's not start with the eviscerators. I just wanted to hate on the Raiders.
Yeah. Let's do running backs.
Elevators.
So here we go. Elevate, mitigate, eviscerate. Again, what we try and do here, we're not trying to give you no-brainers, lock plays. They're guys that, you might sit, you might not. So, if we're doing QBs, we're going to be in the QB2 tier, and we're going to say, hey, this is a good stream option.
Yeah.
So the guys I have for running back, I have two. They are kind of they're not going to be candidates that, these are almost no-brainers, but just in case, I'm advocating this week for Nyheim Hines. If you don't have him in your lineup for week 11, go ahead and throw that bad boy in there. Last week, week 10, six targets, 5 receptions, 45 yards of TD, 12 carries, 70 yards of TD. Week 8, he had 2 TDs. And they play Green Bay, who is, I think, as of now, the rankings will update, but I think they're second worst against the run. So
yeah.
And the game script for that game is perfect for him because there's still, there could be potentially a lot of scoring.
Yeah.
Just because you're dealing with Aaron Rodgers. So, the pass catching back probably is going to be featured. So I'm all about Nyheim Hines week 11.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's a great call. For me, I'm going to do one that maybe, if you're a DFS guy, you're into it, but if you're not, maybe it sounds kind of weird, but Kalen Ballage, next week, the Chargers go up against the Jets. They're a -10. They're going to run the ball. Anthony Lynn has shown his hand. He's a straightforward, no nonsense kind of guy. I like Anthony Lynn's, at least, he's not going to lie to you. He's given Herbert more of a reign. Yes, he didn't perform. He got picked off a couple times, didn't play great. But they're going to run the football, and Kalen Ballage was on the field. Pope was not on the field. Joshua Kelly was dust. So I really do like Kalen Ballage going forward. We don't know when Eckler's going to be back. He's not going to be back next week. He can run in a straight line. I saw that tweet. He said,
I saw that.
Back. Yeah. I said, woo-hoo! But
Yeah.
that's not cutting on an ankle. That's a high ankle sprain.
Well, I think he has a hamstring, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's back by week 12. But
we're in week 11. Going into week 11.
Right. I mean, the thing is that the thing with a hamstring, you can re-injure it pretty easily too. So they're not going to want to rush him back.
No, and I don't think it's a Ballage mirage. I think he is an oasis.
He's on my waiver wire ads for sure. It's funny to see somebody that it's just wild in the NFL when you see a player on a different team just look like that's Kalen Ballage because he looked good.
It's interesting where scheme doesn't fit a player's strengths. Also, where maybe coaches don't favor them or put them in opportunities to be successful, and then you see them taking an opportunity and also losing an opportunity really does motivate people at times. You know what I mean? You lose a job, you're like, I'm not doing that shit again. I'm gonna get this job.
Again, you put these guys; they really are all so close in talent, and you just put them on a better offense, and it's just you can see the difference. It's an upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. So
Kalen Ballage. Yep. All right. I got
he's my waiver wire pickup too. So I'm with you on that. I'm simpatico there as well. So.
Yeah. This is a great waiver wire ad. Damian Harris, again, people are probably already going to plug him in. 2 of the last 3 games, he's gone for over 100 yards.
Yeah.
But the matchup is juicy. He's got Houston.
Yeah.
So they're right behind.
Right.
They're right behind Green Bay. They're third worst in the league. So at stopping the run. So he just looks so good. I mean, he had over 3,000 yards at Alabama. I'm not watching a ton of college football, but what I'm seeing that he's doing in the NFL is he has got power, dude. I mean, he is breaking tackles all the time. I mean, he's getting down there when they're like standing up with 3 or 4 guys on him, and he's still getting like another yard, just churning.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay.
As I
You
said.
got any other running backs for elevate, mitigate, eviscerate?
No, I think that's my main one. It is interesting with Green Bay. Jamal Williams was on the field for like the first quarter. He played well. He was looking great, and then this Aaron Jones played the rest of the game. It was interesting. I don't have that backfield solved. I have Jamal Williams on my team. He's a hold for me. If your running back situation is glum, you could go worse than Jamal. But he's not somebody I'm going to be out there ringing the bell for. But it's interesting. Green Bay. They'd like to throw their running back, whoever is in there. They do get targeted. So,
right, yeah. No, he did. He was killing me in my DFS lineups because I was heavy Aaron Jones, and I was just like, "What are you doing? Get him out of there!"
Yeah.
So yeah.
They
are playing the Colts, so not the best matchup, but
need somebody long term. Hold on to that guy.
No doubt. All right, got a couple wide receivers. CD's TDs is gonna like my pick. I like CD Lamb in week 11. It looks like Dalton is gonna come back, and a big piece of that line, Zach Martin is back.
Nice.
And I like his matchup. It's Jeff Gladney as the slot corner.
Who? Exactly.
He's just, he's a middle tier Vikings cornerback. So I like that matchup. The Vikings are 29th in wide receivers. And plus they have the ability to score. I expect that game. I don't know, they haven't released the implied odds, but I bet you they put both those teams in the 20s. So
I can give you the line, the projected line. So it's Vikings -9.5 is the look ahead lines on CBS. I'm on the NFL page. Week 11 look ahead. Really interesting that's that high for the Vikings.
Well, I get it. I bet you those change, for now. But that might be a sneaky play. It might be a sneaky play. That might be a good bet for week 11.
Bet.
But yeah, I think CD gets you in the neighborhood of 15, 17 points, and you've probably been benching him or frustrated with him, and I think he has a good week this coming week. So
yeah, well, my wide receiver is a guy who, one of the reasons I like him is because he's not just getting looks at wide receiver, and yes, he did struggle a little bit this past week, but anybody other than DJ Moore did struggle. And so, even our guy Robbie Anderson was down. He had 6.1, and Curtis Samuel was a nothing burger at 4.2. But with Christian McCaffrey out, I do think there's more opportunity for Curtis Samuel this week.
I almost chose him, so I like it a lot.
I really think he is going to have a bounce back performance, and I wouldn't feel shaky at all putting him in one of my flexes this week. And kind of rocking there. I always think that offense is kind of primed to explode, and I think they might have to do a little bit more. I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is going to be out or not.
They're not saying yet.
They're not saying anything. PJ Walker likes to move around. So I could just see the ball being run a little bit more, maybe having a little bit of gadget plays, a little bit more with Curtis Samuel featured.
Totally.
Yeah,
totally.
So that's kind of my lean on that area. I'm a Samuel guy this week, so.
Okay, I got one more wide receiver for you. I got bounce back week from Mike Williams. Chargers versus the Jets. I think Justin Herbert throws over 3 TDs. I think this is a game where they use it to build his confidence. And I bet you Mike Williams gets one of those TDs. So he's, Jets are, bottom third against wide receivers, and they're always going to exert a lot of their energy defending Keenan Allen. So wide receiver 2 theory fits well here. I see Mike Williams having a big game this game.
This is a DFS play for me. I circled it. So when we talk on the weekends, we a little behind the scenes. Mike's my fucking best friend, man. I've known him for I don't know how long we've been best friends, since we were 18. So 25 years, almost 23 years, something like that. We talk on the weekends. We talk DFS strategy. My brain is thinking ahead to that. I'm circling Mike Williams because his price is going to be down. I haven't checked it yet, but I'm sure it is going to be a little bit lower. It wasn't that high this week, 5,200 this week, past week, week 10. So I'm interested in that. Yeah.
So preview. I mean, again, what we're doing here now is mainly redraft focused. That's the point of this podcast. It's for people in redraft leagues. But once trades to get paid goes away in a couple weeks, we are going to bring in a DFS element to the show for that segment to replace it. And one of the things about all these guys that we're advocating is they are good DFS candidates as well. So we don't know the price yet. So CeeDee Lamb, I bet he'll be, he'll be less than he's been. So he'll probably be a good one. Mike Williams, I think, will be a great one. So
yeah, and I'm gonna look and see if they've released them. They may have, and that might be. I think that all of these wide receivers who are either coming off of, CeeDee Lamb is coming off of a good performance. So that's the only issue that I'm thinking, because he did have a touchdown in his last performance.
He's still never. He's never been what the highest he's probably ever been is like 6,500. I don't think he's ever been more than that. So
yeah,
I could see him being in like the 6 to 6,500 range.
CeeDee Lamb is 50. He's 5K.
He's 5K.
He's 5K.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay, he's 5K. That's interesting. And Mike Williams is 5,100.
Yeah, he's going to be. That's where he was last week too, 5,100. So I think this is a great week to play Mike Williams in DFS.
Great. That's awesome. And guess what? Your boy Brandon Cooks is right there at 5,200. So you could play all three of those guys in a little triple up, and then pay up for running back. 2 running backs. Go the opposite of week 10, which we all fudged up, by the way. We went heavy bone with cheap running backs and expensive wide receivers, and I lost in my first head-to-head with Bo McBig time. That was for fancy six-pack write-up we did. Got crushed. I think I scored like 60 points. 65. It was terrible.
That's the worst, man.
It was red, snowflake, Pete Overzet snowflake.
Yeah.
Not good. So
all right, throw it. Let's throw darts at tight ends.
Oh, the darts are thrown. Yeah, tight end, man. Tight end's terrible.
It's so hard,
terrible. It's fantastic.
Even Darren Waller last week had 6 points. He could have had 16 points if he had caught that touchdown. He just reached back and just decided to drop. But
now I had him all over the place.
Oh man, it was such a bummer.
He was my tight end in DFS. Yeah. Somebody who I like is Logan Thomas this week. Logan Thomas has been consistent.
I like it.
Yeah. I remember Denny hipping me to him during the preseason and just said, you could do worse. You could do worse as a late round flyer, Logan Thomas, all shucks kind of, and I didn't draft him in any of the redraft leagues because I got better tight ends than that, but he has come on of late. And, the last couple weeks, his performances have, been 13, 16, 5.8, and then 10.6. He's also had a performance of 13.7. So, that's what you're looking for in these little crappy tight ends.
Yeah, man. If you need to stream somebody this week, that's an awesome option. And that fits what we're doing better. My guy, he's most likely rostered. But maybe you have 2 mid-tier tight ends, and you're deciding between the two. I like Mike Gesicki this week. He hasn't had great games, but I think Tua. I like he's had 9 targets over the last 2 games since Tua's come into the mix. What I like is I believe this is a game the Dolphins are playing the Broncos week 11. I believe this is a game where Tua gets mobile, and when he's passing the ball, he's going to be moving around in the pocket, doing things with his legs. And when he, isn't running with it, I think he is, he's going to be looking for his biggest target, and that's going to be Gesicki. So I just expect him to get in the end zone, get you double digits. So
yeah, no, I like that. Gesicki, Shaheen, who's the third guy? Smythe. Let's look and see who the third guy is. They've all been kind of passing the touchdown ball around, and that's tricky. And that's the hard part. Smythe, Durham Smythe. Somebody said something like Durham Smythe is like old world for like forged in fire, brought through battle, or some stupid poem that I saw on Twitter. It's so funny. I love Twitter, man. I sometimes I just wake up and read it. I'm like, please amuse me, someone. So so stuff like that. Just it was. I want to say it was like Josh Hermsmeyer or Adam Levitan or somebody. I'm going to give the wrong person the credit, but just Twitter's just great. I love it.
I got good ones for 3 tweets tonight. Oh, Dalvin Cook almost takes it to the house.
Oh man. You're a little bit ahead of me. No, I've got some winners too. We might have to go 4 for 4 instead of making it 3 tweets.
Hey, no. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not gonna. If yours is better, we'll do an honest bias. What we should start doing is doing a poll for next week. You know what I mean? Like who had the better tweet? That would be the way to like make it an honest. Like let the people judge. But all right, give me some quarterbacks.
QB.
Who you got?
So here's the thing. I'm back and forth because life is back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And the Saints going up against the Falcons makes me go, ooh. Jameis Winston in for Drew Brees, likes to throw the ball around. Falcons are known for giving up. But then part of me goes devil and the angel, 30 turnovers, and then 30 touchdowns, back and forth. And then I read something today where someone pointed out that, Taysom Hill's going to be on the field 20% of the time. So you're going to get a capped upside in Jameis. And you got the Sean Payton factor. So, I mean, that's somebody you could roll the dice with. But a lot of these other ones, I mean, maybe Kirk Cousins against the Cowboys. But he's just so
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
No, he's terrible. I mean, you could go Alex Smith against the Bengals. You could do that. They were gashed, and I mean gashed by Big Ben. He's not mobile, So Alex Smith is a little bit more mobile than Big Ben. So Alex Smith could be somebody that you stream. Maybe he'll get a touchdown this week to McLaurin and actually get over 20 points for you.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one that has made my eviscerate list, and now I'm advocating starting him in week 11. So hopefully you didn't listen. If he's on the waiver wire, go get him. Cameron Newton. Yeah. They play the Texans. Horrible run defense again. So I Cam gets you points. Here's the thing that to me has taken him off of the waiver wire is that they've figured out how to pass the ball again. Jacoby Myers is, he's. I
told you guys to get him last week. I did. I told you to get him. I hope you got him because I got him.
Yeah, he's great. He's great, and as long as Cam Newton has somebody that can get open and you can get the ball to, plus whatever was going wrong with his brain, I don't know if he lost his sense of smell. He also lost his sense of where a person's chest is, because he was throwing those yard
burn.
burners. Yeah, the worm burners, like
Jake.
big time. That has I didn't see that last game for the first time. Like he was finally, and it was horrible elements. So I just I mean, when he gets down there, and the way that the Patriots work too, it's they do these 10-play drives, and I see him getting 20 yards out of these drives, and then they get the ball down to the 3-yard line, and it's Cam. Oh, Cam.
I love it. That's a great play. I love that. And I did listen to you, and I did eviscerate him on one of my teams.
Yeah, I eviscerated him, and I got him back. I had Drew Brees in that league too, so I was like, I got to get Cam. So
yeah, I had Tom Brady. I think I have Tom Brady. I didn't even check and see. We were in a league together. I have to go check and see how that league looks. I think I'm going to lose in that league. Son of a B, I am, and I have Tom Brady, and I'm still going to lose.
Is this the dynasty?
No, this is our Crab Cake Invitational.
Oh,
Losing to
I thought
Joe.
you were going to win.
No, I'm losing to Joe Bond, 119. He's got 137.
Oh,
He's beating me. It's so discouraging. So, but whatever. I'm crying myself a river.
I got one more QB too.
Go for it.
I like Joe Burrow this week too. I think if you have him on your bench, I think he steps in and does exactly what Matt Stafford did to the Washington football team. I think he's going to have 2-3 TDs and just look good.
Yeah, I like it. And they are. It's a Washington football team home game, and the Bengals are favored. So that tells you a little bit what they think about Joe Burrow, a rookie quarterback favored on the road. That's good. You like that. And Washington football team's defense has not been trash. So they've been up pretty good against the pass. So I think they think that game's going to shoot. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. So
yeah.
So let's transition now to our New England Tampa / Baywatch.
Oh, do we not want to do any mitigators or eviscerators?
Oh,
I got two gators for you.
I forgot. I was just throwing eviscerators and mitigators all over the place before.
Yeah, we have. Here's two
mitigate.
Here's two big name mitigators. I know this is a guy that you almost have to start because of where you drafted him. I don't like Robert Woods' matchup this week.
Reynolds has been out targeted since week 4. So
and this is a bad week. The Rams are doing it up versus the Bucks. I think it's Carlton Davis is his cornerback. They have good cornerbacks. So I don't like his matchup for this week. I can see him being single digits. Carlton Davis is a top 10 corner, but they have Jamel Dean and Davis. So I think the guy who has a big week this week is going to be Cooper Kupp on that team as far as the wide receivers go. So if you can mitigate him, I would, but kind of hard to do with Robert Woods. But
yeah,
he makes my mitigator list. I also you want to.
I have a question to say about this. So, are you going to put Jalen Ramsey on Mike Evans? Are you putting Jalen Ramsey on Chris Godwin? What do you think they're going to do with that matchup?
I would put Jalen. I think, man, that's tough, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the Action Network. They're just kind of projecting the matchup being Ramsey versus Evans.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case,
that's what I was going to say, but
I'm not 100% sure. But I mean, if that's the case, what do you think about mitigating Mike Evans? I mean, that's a hard call he balled out last game.
Yeah,
But
I thought of the 3 wide receivers with Antonio. Between him and Godwin when Antonio Brown came on the team, I expected him to be less affected by it because of his red zone prowess.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would have to look. I'd have to see, what they're gonna do. Yeah, I don't think that they'll do what they did versus Seattle and just have Ramsey on Evans the entire time. Like I could see him just, playing different spots of the field or, depending on who's over there. So I don't know. But yeah, it's a good point. So Mike Evans, he might be a good mitigate candidate.
he does have games where he disappears, and so
for sure,
he is a candidate to disappear at times.
He's just not been healthy as well. So, this week, I would have to think about it. I think if you have Mike Evans, you're generally going to start him, but disappointingly so this season with what's been going on, and now with Antonio Brown. So,
here's his numbers: 7. I'm not doing the rounding, but 7, 26, 14, 28, 15, 2, 5, 16, 10, 19. So, I mean, he does well. He does well. He's top 15 in the league this year. Chris Godwin is 45 in the league. He's been, out of 4 games. So, Evans has been beasting out. I just don't know what Ramsey does. Ramsey, he so far this year, just in his role as a number 1 matchup guy, Ramsey gives up about 9.7 points per game to wide receivers. So that's kind of half of what Mike Evans is averaging. So if you meet in the middle of that, because he's not just going to half him, but if you meet in the middle of that, that Mike Evans averaging every week around 14, so you get 12, 13 points. It's okay, but I don't know. Depends on who you have on your team. I got a bunch of studs on my team, so I've got Deontay Johnson, I've got CeeDee Lamb, I've got AJ Brown. I've got Jesus. So
Godwin had a nice week though last week too. With his finger injury, he still had 15 points. So I'm excited to see that game. To be honest with you, I can't wait to watch that game. So, I think it's going to be interesting to see. Jalen Ramsey is such a beast. So
I think Tom might go to the tight ends. You saw it with Cameron Brate and you saw it with Gronk. Both had touchdowns in that game. I really like both of those guys going forward for the rest of the year. I think they're going to feature them a lot more. It's interesting in the red zone. They'll take the running back off the field. They just tell you, we're going to pass the fucking ball. Stop us. One of our big hosses is going to catch a ball. And then they do every time. You're like, shit, man. That's a great segue. Who are you eviscerating? Because
I got two more mitigators. I don't want to play Jonathan Taylor this coming week. So I think he's really starting to get into that realm where Nyheim Hines just, that performance, he's like, I think he's turning into Jamal Williams on that offense. So he's, it doesn't mean he might get 10 points or whatever, if he's your, flex or whatever, it's not horrible, but I don't think he has a great week. Noah Fant too, just not. Yeah, no, they're playing the Dolphins.
Well, Locke is terrible. Locke is just the worst.
He's horrible. They're playing the Dolphins, so I would put him down.
I've got one. Jerick McKinnon. Mitigate Jerick McKinnon. Mitigate McKinnon.
Siri has joined the conversation. Okay, Siri, you are not invited to this podcast. So
Siri trying to jump in, trying to get in my shit.
Yeah.
So
all right. Eviscerate. You want to do eviscerate?
Well, let me say I'm going to mitigate Jerick McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon is getting mitigated. I'm not eviscerating him yet, but I'm close. He's on.
Well, I think they're not. the Niners aren't playing this week, so
No, but he's still this like he's still.
Well, then yeah, he's definitely going to be mitigated from then on out because Mostert should be back after the bye week.
Then drop him like a hot turd this week and pick up somebody good. Get rid of him.
Segue into Eviscerate.
There you go. That's why I was thinking. I was looking at his numbers, and he's just not good now. So get rid of him.
Jerick McKinnon, Eviscerate. How about Michael Thomas?
I'm not going to eviscerate Michael Thomas.
I'm
not going to do that.
I'm not going to eviscerate him, but I mean, come on. He's the worst. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a bug. Slant boy. He's,
yeah, killing a slant boy. What are you doing, man?
Slant boy stinks.
Man, somebody, listen, talking slant boy, I did just a funny joke about I took a video of this big fat guy on like a scooter in a skate park ramp, and he was doing a flip, and he looked like he was going to make it, and he just goes up and he does it, and he falls right in his face, boom. And I said to all my fellow, fantasy drafters who picked Michael Thomas I said who picked Slant Boy in the first round or whatever, and somebody tagged Michael Thomas in that today, and
you might get a black eye, bro. You better.
No, I immediately blocked that guy, and so his tweet was gone. He's out. So you're not going to tag me and Michael Thomas on a tweet where I'm making fun of him. It was a joke. It was not me calling out a player. It was a joke. It was me making fun of. I didn't say Michael Thomas sucks. I said us. We suck. This is what happened to us. Not what happened to Michael Thomas.
Slant boy stinks. This is horrible. I don't know what is going on. It's so weird.
He's not running slants. He's running digs. He's not. You know what? Diggs, by the way. I love him as a football player, and good for him getting out of Minnesota. We're gonna call it Shittasota. Good job, Diggs. Way to go. You got Josh Allen. You're one of my guys, Diggs. I love you.
Oh yeah, man.
Maryland, woo. We got Diggs. We got Diggs in the NFL. Don't mess with Maryland, man. We got the receivers. We do.
I already said Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
So he's no reason to hold on to that dude anymore. Man. How about James White?
Yeah.
He's right there, right?
Yeah,
it's like now that you have Damian Harris.
Yeah.
And Rex Burkhead is really sort of emerging as a pass catching back.
Yeah.
He seems like he's third on that totem pole now.
Yeah.
You're not going to play, you're never going to play James White, So he makes my eviscerate list for week 10.
Yeah. No, I like it. I think I was eviscerating people earlier, and I forgot who I was eviscerating, so I was so excited just to eviscerate them.
Well, James White, he is part of the New England team, so he could lead us right into New England Baywatch.
I love that. That's a great segue.
It has some teeth again.
Ooh, both teams are looking strong this week.
Yeah, that was a huge win versus the Ravens.
Yeah.
My power went out, as you know, because we were on the phone when it happened. So I didn't get to see how that game ended.
Wet.
Yeah. But I mean, what a big win for the Pats, versus the Ravens. I don't know where I have them in my power rankings, but they're definitely a playoff team, and that's for them to beat, one of the top tier teams in the AFC. It just shows, hey, New England Baywatch is got life,
Yeah. I can just see them running on the beach right now, Cam Newton and Tom Brady together,
Well, 4 and 5 too. It's like they're still, they have the Texans. They have the Texans, so get to 5-5, and now they're right back in the hunt.
Yep. No, I like that. And with Drew Brees getting crushed to death almost,
Saints, boom, yeah, throw him out of the number one spot.
Yeah, they got cruddled.
The Bucks are back in the number one spot, right?
I mean, I think the team is Arizona right now, man. The Arizona is on fuego, man. What a end of a game, man. Wow. And they should have beat Miami. They should have beat Miami last week too. So wow.
Nuke.
No, I took some videos from the TV on that, 3 different angles of the catch. It's ridiculous, man. I'm in awe.
My wife has a funny like meme or GIF. I haven't seen it yet, but she was telling me about it, so I have to see it. But she was saying it's the way she explained it is DeAndre Hopkins, and it's like, and then it's his 3 children are the ones jumping up, and he just jumps up and takes it from him.
Oh, send it to me.
I didn't get to preview it yet, but that sounded awesome.
No,
Yeah.
I love that. That's great.
Did you see Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy? He had 50,000 on that game.
No.
Yeah. He posted his live reaction to
Did
that.
he win or did he lose?
He lost. Yeah. So it's like the exact opposite of the footballers, you know?
Yeah.
Like, to juxtapose those two and watch Jason and Andy. I think it was Andy in the room, right? They're like cheering, and if you see Dave Portnoy, him and all his boys are just like, it's just so quiet. Like, it's just like, oh man, like they're just the disbelief on their face, you know. And what's cool is they showed them after Josh Allen throws that nice end zone shot to get them ahead, and just their reaction, and they're going nuts. And then they watch that play, and it's you can hear a pin drop.
Well, that wasn't the only place you could hear a pin drop. Apparently, according to Vegas at the William Hill Sportsbook, around the 89% of the money was bet on the point spread was on Cleveland. And when Nick Chubb ran out of bounds, instead of running into the end zone, the house won a lot of money. So people were pissed because that touchdown cost them a win, because either way they win the game. And but you know, so
yeah, man, that was I was bummed because I had him in a bunch of DFS lineups, and I was just like, oh
yeah, I saw that. I thought of you as well. Yeah. No, I would say right now for me, it's still, I want to see the Chiefs. Do the Chiefs actually play against Pittsburgh this year? Are they on the schedule at all for Pittsburgh? I've not checked the whole schedule I've memorized everybody.
Yeah, let's look. Hold on.
Pulling it up right now.
Chiefs are playing week. Because Chiefs play the Bucks.
I don't see it on their schedule.
Nope, not on the schedule. Not on the schedule.
All right, so that's going to have to be a playoff matchup for sure if they get there. It's still the Chiefs for me, and Pittsburgh's right there too. They're neck and neck. I mean, they're 1A and 1B. And then in the NFC, it's got to be Zona right now. They're hot. They're really hot. And then Tampa, Tom and the Zonas. Those are the 2 hottest for me right now. And you're going to go Tom. I'll go Arizona.
I'm gonna put Tom at the top of my power rankings. And it's like, depending on what happens with the Saints, if Drew Brees is out for this, I mean, how do you come back from a collapsed lung? I mean,
not well.
I mean, that's the team that has their number, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, yeah,
1,000-yard stare from Drew Brees, man.
That's the only team that really, you know, seems to be the kryptonite for them. You know, I mean, they just they do what they want as long as they're not playing the Saints. So, but and then you can't forget about Seattle as well. As soon as they get healthy running backs, they're back to a great offense, and all they need to do is have that high-powered offense and do decent on defense, and they're right there. So Mr. Unlimited will come back as soon as he gets Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde. So
I hope so, because they've been disappointing for sure.
They have to have that element to their game. You know, I mean, this is the first season where they've just, like, you know, taken the bumper rails off for us. I mean, they've always just been a power running team, and this season they, they've let Russ cook a little bit, but without having that threat where they're just gonna pound the football. That offense is just not. It's mitigated.
They're one dimensional.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't see that changing this week. I think they have the short week. That they're going against the Cardinals. I might actually play Matt Ryan against the Saints, and then Russell Wilson against the Cardinals. I don't know. I'll think about it.
Wow.
I have to think about it for a hot second. Yeah. We'll see. Well, because here's the thing. I think they said that Lockett might have a knee injury, a knee contusion. So, I mean, if that's the case, no bueno. So, yeah. Well, let's get to 3 tweets. I've got 3 tweets ready up here.
3 tweets.
Press tweeters. So, I'm going to share my screen. I believe I'm sharing my screen. Here we go. Perfect. So which one of these do you want me to go with?
Okay, let's go up. Or no, wait. Is that yeah, go to Teddy Bridgewater first. Look, all right. Go down. First one.
Is this Teddy?
All the way down. Yeah. Oh, blow that joint up.
Read over that?
Yeah, what does it say? I want to read it. This
NFL presser should be.
Open it up so I can see it.
Eddie, why are you wearing that?
I'm here to throw a flag on any question that I don't want to answer.
Bits 100% of the time. All right, start it over because this is a hilarious bit.
Eddie, why are you wearing
Teddy Bridges after the game? He's doing his presser and he's dressed as a ref. That's all.
Yeah, he's got a referee outfit on, and they're asking him questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm here to throw a flag on any question that I don't want to answer. No, I'm just playing. I just came from work, my other job, Foot Locker. So, yeah.
Mike Solarte, you want to ask the next one?
Is there a reason that you are working at Foot Locker?
Well, when you got a punter who is 100% on the season completing passes, man, it makes it tough on you. So, trying to find another way to generate some income.
Eddie, why are you wearing that?
That's hilarious.
I'm here to throw a flag on any question that I don't want to answer.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How many likes did this get? Oh, this should get like 1 million likes. I'm gonna retweet this.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that would definitely be Pete Overset if he did pressers. Who looks like Ryan Tannehill, by the way.
Oh, I like Pete Overset, by the way. He's my guy. I think he's awesome. All right, so for mine, I'm gonna go with this guy here, and
Fan, but
I want to set this up. This guy is a Saints fan, and he's gonna be screaming. So I'm gonna turn him down a little bit because he's gonna be screaming. This is a Saints fan. He's gonna be breaking down the Drew Brees hit itself, and so you'll appreciate him a lot. I like him. I followed him immediately. Shout out this guy. I'll find out who he is after we backtrack, and I'll tell you he's great. Watch this. I love it when it doesn't work after you restart it. We'll do it again. Wow. Sometimes you just gotta restart it, bro.
So you gotta open it back up and
flip
close
the
it.
script. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, flip the script. Here we go.
is a book.
There we go.
All right.
It's a bullshit play of the day in the NFL. I'm a Saints fan, but I don't like bullshit. Look right here. Drew Brees has got the ball. He wraps him up, puts his ass on the grass, and they throw a flag for roughing the passer. What the fuck is going to look at him? He's like, what the hell are you talking about? I did not rough the passer. All I did was sack his ass. Holy shit, what's going on? This is some bullshit right here. I don't like bullshit calls, even when it's to my Saints' advantage. Oh, shit. It's a bullshit play of the day in the NFL.
Yeah, I kind of agree with them. It's not like that. Do you remember that time Tony Saragusa, like pancake.
Yeah.
That it wasn't like that. Like, I mean,
They broke it down. He even went to the side. He didn't actually land on him at all. It was the force of his arm throwing him down. Like, it was the force of him hitting him and him just throwing him next to him, basically.
Yeah, he just broke that old man's ribs.
He broke him when he hit him, and then he double broke him when I think he hit him in the ribs, broke his ribs. Then when he threw him down, he punctured his lung.
He collapsed his lung.
Right? Yeah.
His ribs couldn't protect it anymore.
Right, because he's 73 years old.
Yeah.
Listen, Drew Brees is older than me right now. I feel old. If that guy hit me, I couldn't walk for a year.
Drew Brees, take your helmet off, heal up, bro.
All right. Yeah. So I like both of ours. You know what I mean?
It's close. Yeah. I'll give it to you. You made me chuckle a little bit more. If you got a good one. I got a good one if you don't, but
yeah, I thought you would like this. So let me go back. Let me pump this. This is a Seinfeld. It is all of Seinfeld's women.
Wait. So this would be potentially copyright.
Okay. Well, then let's not play this then. And then I will give you the victory, my sir.
I use copyright to get it. Okay. So this is all of us who started Jonathan Taylor in week 10.
All of us who started Jonathan Taylor. Let's watch. This is from PFF?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God.
Play it again.
He screams, call 911. Come out!
Oh my god!
You never on the pedals, man. What are you doing?
What's that stupid little kid thinking?
You have to have your
What a
feet on the
dumb
pedals,
little kid.
man.
What are you doing? Why are you going down these steps? Like, you deserve it. That's how you live and you learn. Like, what were you thinking, bro? You look like such a nerd too. Like, you're not made to do that.
Yeah, I would never do that.
You're 10.
That ish is cray.
Like, I'd feel bad if it was an accident, but like, homeboy tried to go down the stairs and then you hear it's like older sister or somebody. Call 911.
I think that was him. I think that was him screaming.
I don't know. It sounded like it's somebody from the crowd who saw it.
As soon as he started going down.
Yeah.
Let's play that one again. I like that one.
Yeah, play it again. Listen to it in the beginning too.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Oh my God.
I think it's him. It sounds.
I think it's his older sister. Look, that girl right there. Yeah, because you can hear him saying, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god."
He tries to catch the hole with his arms.
Yeah,
that's not a good strategy, by the way. Let me just give you a heads up. I like how the guy who's filming stops and puts the camera down. So right there, he falls down, and then the camera guy is like, "Nope, no more." He's like, "We're done. We're all done." That's a good segue. We're done here at the Fantasy Millionaires. Thanks for checking us out. This has been week 10 in the books. The game right now, we can do a live check-in. What's the score of the game right now?
19-13 Vikes. So 8:35 left in the fourth.
Interesting. Well, happy week 11 to everybody. Hope you got there. Get those winners. You can find me at nimblewnumbers.com. You can find me at thefantasymillionaires.com. You can find Mike there as well. You can find my guy Bo McBigtime over at hotboxbatch.com. On Twitter, this is my guy, the Ralph Macho. I am Scott Simpson, Nimble W Numbers. And if you go get some hotboxbatch.com, your life will be better. Have you had the new hot one that I brought you?
Yeah, there's been some rough mornings lately, but can't get away from it. You know what I mean? The juice is worth the squeeze, so to speak.
Oh, you squeeze, man. It's the best. I love it.
Yeah.
Go get some Hot Box Batch and have a safe holiday. Keep a mask on, please. Be safe out there with everybody, and to everybody out there, be healthy and hope you have a
You're
good
doing safe holiday a week before Thanksgiving. I like that. Just and you turn 43 in April.
Yeah.
Okay.
44, maybe 44.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Yeah. Enjoy your Thanksgiving 2 weeks from now, and we'll talk to you again before Thanksgiving.
Listen, we put on Christmas music in my house today.
The wifey's already trying to do it, and I'm like, it's a post-Thanksgiving house here. Sorry.
I know. Listen, we agree. My wife and I have always been that way, right? But this has just been a tough.
I know.
Year.
That's why everyone's doing it.
So I'm doing it. it. I got Josh Groban out there. It felt good, man. And then we danced around, and my wife rolled her eyes, and then we made her play Uno with us while we listened to Christmas music. It was a great little family bonding experience. And London won. So,
nice.
God bless. Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys next week and hope you guys win. Oh, yeah. Also, check out my shows, the DFS Money Shot on Saturday night. I'm going up against my guy, Snacks from the Big Dogs Gotta Eat crew. Shout out my guy, Nicky Snacks. He is a cancer survivor. He's got some great stories to tell about his Make-A-Wish story and how he lost that. He's a great guy. Check that out this weekend on Saturday. And then, Fast Hard Finish. You were on Fast Hard Finish this week on Saturday night. We do that every Saturday night, 11:30 to 12:30. And then Sunday morning, I get the Millie Maker show. So I'm all over the place and back here next Monday night, 9:30.
Yeah.
Millionaires. So
week 11. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Hey, you know what? Wasn't that like a funny tweet that happened? Somebody said Happy Thanksgiving really late. Now I feel like an idiot because, yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to dip out. See you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving. Peace.